Zoey, reluctantly attending a blind date arranged by her overbearing mother, unexpectedly finds herself captivated by the enigmatic and powerful banker, Blaine. Their initial encounter is charged with tension, and they soon find themselves drawn into a passionate, forbidden affair. Zoey, initially proposing to be his mistress, is swept away by Blaine's intensity and their undeniable chemistry. However, their clandestine relationship is fraught with danger, as Blaine's possessive nature and their growing feelings threaten to consume them both. Will Zoey be able to keep up with Blaine's demands? Will they fall in love again due to this arrangement? Will Zoey's mother accept Blaine? Will Zoey be able to save Max now?
Zoey got lost in Blaine's eyes full of passion, but was suddenly taken aback by her mother's voice on the phone.
Hello? Zoey, are you there?
I'm here, Mom, yes.
She looked at Blaine and gestured for him to stop messing around.
I'm hungry.
Blaine whispered softly, ensuring Zoey's mother couldn't hear him. Zoey nodded in response, focusing on her phone call.
Listen, Roger, that guy was terrible. Aunt Shelley misled me by setting us up. I'll explain everything when I get home, okay?
Then, who were the two men Roger was talking about?
Gloria felt secretly thrilled, speculating that Zoey might have been avoiding blind dates for someone else.
Mom, don't believe what Roger says, okay? Those two guys are just friends. They saw Roger behaving inappropriately with me and stepped in to help me.
As Zoey said that, she felt warm hands under her blanket. She quietly gasped and noticed Blaine's upset look.
Fine, but you will be telling me everything when you're home. Got it?
Yes, Mom, I'm busy at the moment, so I'm hanging up. See you later.
Zoey ended the call and turned to Blaine, speechless.
Zoey, tell me what you mean by just a friend. Am I your friend?
I can't tell my mom that you were one of the two men who helped me.
Why?
My mom got furious at my sister and me after you left the other night. She told us to stay away from you.
Blaine stayed quiet. Zoey hadn't understood her mother's reaction the other day either. She thought Blaine was exactly the kind of man a mother would want her daughter to bring home. Successful, from a good family, and attractive. Yet, she was puzzled as to why her mom didn't like him.
I'm hungry.
Blaine got up and left the bedroom. Zoey frowned, seeing him upset about her mother's disapproval.
Ugh. Zoey, remember, this isn't a serious or long-term relationship. Understand?
Zoey attempted to reassure herself, yet couldn't shake off her feelings of loneliness. Stepping out of the bedroom in Blaine's boxers and a white shirt, she looked adorably lost in his oversized clothes, making Blaine smile.
These pants are a bit too big, aren't they? Can you grab my clothes from your car? I can't go home like this.
Not tonight.
What do you mean? I need to go home just so my mom doesn't worry. Plus, we need to set some rules for this. Arrangement. Right?
Blaine looked at her with a sharp, piercing gaze, causing Zoey to bite her lips nervously.
Blaine, I don't want anyone, especially Sophia and my family, to know about our current relationship.
Blaine stayed quiet, his gaze fixed on her. She started to feel anxious as he approached her.
So you're asking me to agree to a secret affair? And I can have intimate relationships with as many women as I want, right?
Zoey remained silent, nervously biting her lip.
Yes or no?
Yes.
For a brief moment, Blaine's eyes revealed a flash of pain. He loosened his grip and stood up straight, gazing at her.
Very well. Since you're so willing, I'll grant your wish.
Blaine said it with no emotion. Zoey remained silent, starting to chop vegetables as Blaine went on talking.
Mistress rule number 1. I can be with other women, but you can't have an intimate relationship with any other man but me. Rule number 2. You must submit to me unconditionally. As someone who's chosen to be with me, you should cooperate obediently. Understood?
You must be hungry, right? Let me cook first.
Blaine frowned at Zoey's ignorance. He anticipated resistance to his humiliating rules, but she accepted everything. His anger surged. He snatched the vegetables she was chopping, tossing them away, leaving Zoey puzzled.
Get out!
Blaine's sudden outburst stunned Zoey. Despite his humiliating rules, she stayed silent to avoid upsetting him. Ignoring what he had said, she picked up fresh vegetables. Blaine grabbed her wrist, pulling her close, but Zoey met his gaze furiously.
Zoey, didn't you understand what I'm saying? Leave!
I'm hungry, Blaine.
Blaine glared at her once more before letting go. They didn't exchange another word until Zoey finished cooking and they sat down to have dinner.
Blaine, why are you so upset? Did I do something wrong?
Ignoring Zoey, Blaine left his meal unfinished and stormed off to the study, slamming the door. Zoey, losing her appetite, got up and discovered her clothes in the washing machine. To avoid raising suspicion with her mother, she decided to leave in the morning. When Blaine got out of the study, he found Zoey asleep on the couch.
Why is she sleeping on the couch without a blanket? What if she catches a cold?
Blaine had deliberately put her clothes in the washing machine while she was cooking to stop her from leaving. He didn't want to lose her again this time. He gently carried her to the bed.
Blaine.
Blaine raised his eyebrows, wondering if she was dreaming about him.
I'm here. Sleep.
As he put her in the bed, he kissed her forehead and covered her with a blanket. Sometime later, Blaine woke up, disturbed by Zoey's restless hand stroking his neck. He opened his eyes and looked at Zoey's pretty face.
What's wrong?
Zoey stayed silent, shaking her head, but her gaze was fixed on his neck. Blaine understood she was looking at the heart of the sea necklace he was wearing.
Why did you suddenly wake up?
Zoey didn't reply. Blaine pulled her closer, resting his chin on her head. Zoey pretended to be asleep, but soon felt his hands on her neck, placing something cool against her skin. She watched as Blaine secured the necklace around her neck.
If you lose it again in the future, no one will be responsible for finding it.
Zoey nodded, determined not to lose the necklace again. She smiled and hugged Blaine, who smiled back.
Sleep.
Zoey nestled into his arms. She couldn't help but wonder about the possibility of getting pregnant again and whether she should let him go. But the thought of letting him go a second time was difficult. She closed her eyes, trying not to think anything, and they slept peacefully, feeling a warmth they hadn't felt in years.
Earth to Zoey!
Zoey snapped back to reality and blinked when Courtney shook her shoulder.
Huh? What?
Zoey, what were you thinking? You seemed lost.
Nothing.
The Dexter House project you transferred has been completed. We're finalizing the payment.
Okay. Thank you.
After the situation with Sophia, Zoey decided it was best for Courtney to take over their house design project. Fortunately, Blaine hadn't objected. Zoey glanced at her phone and was surprised that Blaine hadn't called her even once in the last few days, despite spending the other night together.
Zoey, who is he?
What?
Who is the guy you're seeing?
What guy? When did I have time to meet a guy?
Oh, please. You're not fooling me anymore. A woman only checks her phone that many times because she's waiting to hear from a guy she likes. Spill it. I want to know the details. Who is he?
How long will Zoey's relationship with Blaine continue to be a secret? As Zoey and Blaine grow closer, can they maintain the boundaries of their secret affair? Or will their emotions complicate things? With Zoey's concerns about pregnancy and the fear of losing Blaine again, will their relationship take an unexpected turn?
Hey, I'm Zoey. If you're wondering what happens next, download the Pocket FM app now and listen to the exciting episodes of Rekindled Heartache.